Picture this, a country larger than all of Western Europe, where successful, educated women outnumber available men so dramatically that marriage has become a competitive sport. Welcome to Kazakhstan, where some of the world's most stunning women are locked in an unprecedented battle for male attention that's reshaping an entire society. This isn't your typical dating scene. We're talking about PhD holders, company CEOs and fashion models literally competing against each other for men who, in any other country, would be considered completely average. The desperation has reached levels that seem almost fictional, but the reality is brutally documented. Dr. Sarah Petrov, a neurosurgeon in Almaty, perfectly encapsulates this crisis. I perform brain surgeries, speak 6 languages and own 3 properties. Last weekend, I found myself competing with a supermodel and 2 university professors for the attention of an unemployed guy living with his mother. That's how desperate the situation has become here. The root cause. Massive male emigration has created what sociologists call the great gender vacuum. Kazakhstan's most ambitious men have fled to Russia, Europe and North America, leaving behind a female population that grows more desperate each year. The numbers are staggering. In major cities, professional women outnumber available men by ratios reaching 15-1. Before we continue, a quick alert. YouTube has been removing subscriptions without warning. Check now if you're still subscribed and leave your like. This strengthens our channel and ensures you receive the next content. And of course, comment below. Your opinion matters. What makes this situation unique isn't just the numbers, it's how these women respond. Unlike Western feminism that often emphasizes independence, Kazakhstani women have doubled down on traditional relationship values while simultaneously achieving extraordinary professional success. They're not choosing between career and family, they're desperately seeking men who can appreciate both. Dating apps in Kazakhstan reveal the true scale of this crisis. Tinder shows 12 female profiles for every male profile. Bumble has instituted special algorithms to prevent women from overwhelming the few men online. Local dating services report waiting lists of professional women willing to pay premium fees just to access verified male profiles. The psychological impact is devastating. Therapists report treating successful women for anxiety disorders specifically related to romantic rejection. Support groups for single professional women have become the fastest-growing mental health service in major cities. But here's what makes this phenomenon absolutely extraordinary. These aren't women seeking financial support. Kazakhstan's oil and uranium wealth has created a generation of financially independent women who desperately seek emotional connection and stability, something money cannot buy. This romantic crisis reveals deeper truths about modern Kazakhstan, a nation straddling 2 continents, bridging ancient traditions with space-age technology, where women combining Asian beauty with European sophistication find themselves trapped in a demographic nightmare that's creating unprecedented opportunities for foreign men. Most people couldn't locate Kazakhstan on a map. Yet this enigmatic nation launches every human being who travels to space, while simultaneously preserving nomadic traditions that predate written history. It's this fascinating contradiction that shapes the women making headlines for their romantic desperation. Spanning 2.7 million square kilometers, bigger than Argentina, Iran, and Mexico combined, Kazakhstan operates the world's busiest spaceport while maintaining some of Earth's last nomadic cultures. This surreal juxtaposition creates women who might discuss quantum physics over fermented mare's milk or negotiate million-dollar oil contracts while wearing traditional silk robes. The Baikonur Cosmodrome, humanity's gateway to space since 1961, employs thousands of international engineers, scientists, and cosmonauts. Local women have transformed this into an unlikely dating hub, learning rocket science not from academic interest, but from desperate hope of connecting with foreign professionals who cycle through the facility. Physicist Anna Komarova, 29, exemplifies this trend. I studied astrophysics partly because I knew Baikonur attracts the world's smartest men. My doctoral thesis on orbital mechanics was really my elaborate strategy for meeting space industry professionals. It worked. I've dated a German engineer, an American astronaut, and a Japanese mission specialist. Kazakhstan's position between Russia and China has created unique geopolitical advantages, but also unexpected romantic consequences. The country maintains strategic relationships with both superpowers while courting Western investment, creating a constant flow of international businessmen that local women view as romantic opportunities. The economic boom from natural resources. Kazakhstan produces 40% of global uranium and holds massive oil reserves, has created something unprecedented, a nation of wealthy, educated women desperately seeking partners worthy of their success. Unlike developing countries where women seek foreign men for economic advancement, Kazakhstani women often out-earn their foreign suitors. This wealth has transformed cities like Almaty into gleaming metropolises rivaling Dubai or Singapore. Glass towers pierce ancient steppes, creating skylines that seem digitally rendered against landscapes where nomads still hunt with golden eagles. Women work in these ultra-modern offices by day, then return to families preserving traditions spanning millennia. The cultural fusion produces women combining the best of multiple worlds. Asian aesthetic traditions, emphasizing beauty and grace. Soviet educational systems that produce some of the world's most accomplished female professionals, and nomadic values prioritizing family loyalty and hospitality. Traditional Kazakhstani hospitality, evolved from nomadic customs of treating travelers as sacred guests, has adapted to modern romantic desperation. Families compete to host foreign visitors, hoping to introduce daughters to potential suitors. What was once cultural obligation has become matchmaking strategy. The country's linguistic diversity adds another layer of complexity. Most educated women speak Kazakh, Russian, and English fluently, with many adding Chinese, German, or French. This multilingual ability stems partly from professional necessity, but also from deliberate strategies to appeal to diverse international men. Even Kazakhstan's climate contributes to the romantic crisis. Harsh winters lasting 6 months create intimate social dynamics impossible in temperate climates. When temperatures drop to -40 degrees Celsius, social gatherings become intensely personal affairs, where romantic connections develop rapidly and deeply. This environmental factor, combined with nomadic traditions of swift decision-making for survival, has created women who approach relationships with unusual directness and commitment. They're not interested in casual dating or extended courtships. They seek life partners with the urgency of people whose ancestors made life or death decisions in unforgiving landscapes. While Western media focuses on Kazakhstan's oil wealth and space program, the most dramatic transformation involves how ancient nomadic traditions are adapting to create the world's most romantically desperate female population. Traditional Kazakhstani courtship followed strict protocols, where families arranged marriages based on livestock wealth, tribal connections, and survival skills. Modern professional women have inverted these customs, using their economic success and international connections as dowries to attract increasingly scarce local men. Eagle hunting, a practice spanning 2,000 years where nomads train golden eagles to hunt foxes and wolves, now includes young women who learned this skill specifically to attract documentary filmmakers and adventure tourists. What was once male-dominated survival technique has become female marketing strategy for international romance. Gulnara Suleimanova, 26, learned eagle hunting from her grandfather, not to preserve family tradition, but to appear in National Geographic documentaries. 3 film crews featured me last year. I met a British cameraman, an Australian producer, and a Canadian wildlife expert. Traditional skills have become my dating strategy. The transformation extends to cuisine. Kazakhstani food, traditionally focused on preserved meats and fermented dairy products necessary for nomadic survival, has been revolutionized by women seeking to impress foreign palates. Cooking schools teaching modernized nomadic cuisine have exploded in popularity, offering courses specifically designed to help women attract international partners through gastronomy. Traditional textiles offer another example. Carpet weaving, historically a practical skill for creating portable homes, now serves as cultural capital for women marketing themselves to foreign art collectors and designers. Women who might have become software engineers instead learn ancient weaving techniques to differentiate themselves in competitive romantic markets. Even religious practices have adapted. Islam in Kazakhstan traditionally emphasized community welfare and family stability. Modern interpretation focuses increasingly on women's roles as cultural ambassadors who can attract foreign husbands while maintaining traditional values. Mosques offer courses on Islamic principles for international marriage that didn't exist a generation ago. The most striking transformation involves traditional hospitality customs. Nomadic tradition required offering guests the finest food, warmest shelter, and most beautiful entertainment available. Contemporary women have expanded this to include romantic availability, treating foreign visitors as potential husbands rather than temporary guests. Language preservation efforts reveal similar adaptations. While UNESCO classifies Kazakh as potentially endangered, young women are deliberately maintaining traditional dialects to appeal to foreign academics and linguists studying Central Asian cultures. Ancient poetry forms are experiencing revival as women use traditional verse to create romantic social media content targeting international audiences. Seasonal celebrations have become elaborate matchmaking events. Naris, the traditional spring celebration marking nomadic New Year, now functions as massive singles event where families showcase eligible daughters to any foreign visitors. What was once Harvest Festival has become romantic marketplace. Traditional music provides another adaptation example. Dombra, the two-stringed nomadic instrument, is being learned by urban professional women who have no historical connection to nomadic life. Their motivation isn't cultural preservation, but creating unique talking points for international dating profiles. These adaptations reveal profound cultural shift. Ancient survival mechanisms designed for harsh steppes are being repurposed for modern romantic survival in equally challenging demographic landscapes. Women are essentially treating mate scarcity like their ancestors treated resource scarcity, with creativity, determination, and willingness to completely reinvent traditional approaches. The irony is striking. As Kazakhstan modernizes and globalizes, its women are becoming more traditional, not less, using ancestral customs as competitive advantages in contemporary romantic markets shaped by globalization's unintended consequences. Almaty represents ground zero for Kazakhstan's romantic crisis, where traditional Central Asian culture collides with hypermodern capitalism to create unprecedented female desperation. This city of 2 million souls harbors secrets that would shock observers expecting typical post-Soviet urban decay. The Almaty Stock Exchange, Central Asia's financial nerve center, employs more women than men in senior positions, a reversal of global patterns that has created unexpected social dynamics. Female traders, portfolio managers, and investment analysts earning six-figure salaries compete desperately for attention from male colleagues who represent their only local romantic prospects. Investment banker Victoria Nazarbayeva describes the surreal corporate culture. Board meetings have become elaborate fashion shows. Women wear designer clothes costing thousands of dollars, not for professional image, but hoping to catch attention from the 3 or 4 single men in our entire 40-person department. It's psychological warfare disguised as quarterly earnings reports. The city's geography intensifies romantic competition. Almaty sits in a valley surrounded by snow-capped peaks, creating natural boundaries that concentrate social interactions. Unlike sprawling cities where singles can find fresh dating pools, Almaty's limited geography means the same women encounter the same scarce men repeatedly, escalating competitive desperation. Luxury shopping districts reveal the crisis's economic dimensions. Boutiques report unprecedented spending by single women purchasing designer clothing, jewelry, and cosmetics for the sole purpose of outcompeting other women. Sales associates describe customers explicitly stating they're buying items to win men rather than personal enjoyment. The city's cafe culture has evolved into elaborate romantic theater. Coffee shops in the financial district function as informal modeling runways where professional women spend lunch hours displaying themselves for potential male customers. Baristas report women ordering single drinks and lingering for hours, hoping to encounter available men. Almaty's nightlife presents even more dramatic evidence. Clubs and bars implement ladies' nights, not to attract women, they already vastly outnumber men, but to manage female overcrowding that intimidates the few men who might attend. Venue managers describe scenes resembling romantic Thunderdome, where dozens of women compete for individual men's attention. The city's proximity to mountains creates unique romantic opportunities that women exploit systematically. Skiing at Shimbulak Resort has become elaborate matchmaking theater where women take lessons not for athletic development, but hoping to meet foreign tourists or expatriate professionals working in Almaty's energy sector. Real estate patterns reflect romantic desperation in unexpected ways. Single professional women increasingly purchase apartments in buildings known to house foreign expatriates, paying premium prices for proximity to potential romantic targets rather than property investment returns. Transportation infrastructure reveals similar adaptations. The metro system, completed in 2011, features stations designed as artistic showcases. These have become informal modeling venues where women dress elaborately for daily commutes, treating public transportation as extended photo shoots designed to attract male passengers. Educational institutions show parallel trends. Almaty's universities report unprecedented female enrollment in engineering and business programs traditionally dominated by men, not from genuine academic interest, but strategic positioning to meet potential partners during their studies. The city's restaurant scene has adapted to accommodate romantic competition. High-end establishments now offer single women's tables, positioned strategically for maximum visibility to male diners. Restaurants report women making reservations solely to display themselves to potential romantic interests, ordering minimal food while maximizing presentation time. Even fitness culture reflects romantic desperation. Almaty's gyms report female membership exceeding male by ratios, approaching 20-1, with women explicitly stating they exercise not for health, but to maintain competitive advantages in romantic markets increasingly dominated by physical appearance standards. This urban transformation represents broader social evolution. Kazakhstan's wealthiest, most educated city has become a laboratory for studying how demographic imbalances reshape human behavior when traditional romantic markets collapse completely. For foreign men willing to navigate this complex cultural landscape, Kazakhstan presents romantic opportunities unprecedented in human history. However, understanding the deeper implications reveals both extraordinary potential and sobering responsibilities that come with such dramatic power imbalances. The mathematical reality is undeniable. Professional Kazakhstani women outnumber available men by margins that create sellers' markets beyond anything experienced in Western countries. Foreign men entering this environment wield romantic influence comparable to celebrity status, but with expectations that can be overwhelming for unprepared individuals. American consultant Mark Stevens, who moved to Almaty for oil industry work, describes the culture shock. Within 1 month, I received marriage proposals from a brain surgeon, a Supreme Court lawyer, and a woman who owns 3 restaurants. In the United States, I struggled to get second dates. Here I'm treated like a romantic messiah. It's simultaneously flattering and terrifying. The economic advantages are substantial. Many Kazakhstani women earn impressive salaries from the country's natural resource wealth, meaning foreign men often enter relationships where they're financially supported rather than expected to provide. This reversal of traditional gender economics creates unique relationship dynamics, requiring emotional maturity to navigate successfully. Cultural integration offers remarkable depth unavailable elsewhere. Kazakhstan's position between Asia and Europe means foreign men can experience authentic nomadic traditions, Soviet historical perspectives, and cutting-edge capitalist development simultaneously. Women serve as cultural bridges, offering insights into civilizations spanning millennia. Language learning becomes inevitable advantage. Most educated Kazakhstani women speak multiple languages fluently, providing foreign partners with natural tutoring in Russian, Kazakh, and often Chinese. This linguistic immersion creates intellectual growth opportunities while building deeper cultural connections. Professional networking benefits surprise many foreign men. Kazakhstan's strategic importance means international business opportunities abound, and local women's connections often prove invaluable for career advancement. Romantic relationships frequently evolve into business partnerships, leveraging both cultural knowledge and personal networks. However, the psychological responsibilities are significant. Foreign men entering relationships with desperate women must recognize the emotional vulnerability involved. These aren't casual dating scenarios, but potential life-changing decisions for women with limited alternatives. The family integration expectations are intense. Kazakhstani culture emphasizes extended family relationships, meaning romantic partners often become responsible for elderly parents, unmarried siblings, and complex kinship obligations that can overwhelm unprepared foreigners. Geographic isolation presents practical challenges. Kazakhstan's vast distances mean relationship commitment often requires accepting permanent relocation to regions with limited international amenities. Men accustomed to cosmopolitan lifestyles may struggle with cultural adjustment beyond initial romantic excitement. The government has recognized these demographic trends, implementing policies to retain educated populations and attract foreign investment. New visa categories specifically target foreign professionals willing to establish permanent residence, suggesting official acknowledgement of population imbalances. Tourism infrastructure development aims to attract more international visitors, potentially alleviating romantic competition through increased male diversity. However, these changes will require years to impact demographic realities significantly. For men considering these opportunities, preparation is essential. Learning basic Russian or Kazakh demonstrates respect, while understanding nomadic cultural values helps navigate family expectations. Most importantly, recognizing the genuine desperation behind women's romantic pursuit demands emotional sensitivity and honest relationship intentions. But this isn't everything you need to know about regions where demographic changes are creating unprecedented romantic opportunities. In our next video, we'll explore similar situations developing across Central Asia, where traditional cultures are colliding with modern economics to reshape human relationships in ways that will define the next generation's romantic landscape. Don't miss these insights that could fundamentally change your understanding of international relationships and global demographic trends. What surprised you most about Kazakhstan's romantic crisis? Share your thoughts in the comments and help us understand which aspects of this phenomenon deserve deeper investigation.